how are you doing? Welcome back to my channel. Thank you for coming along. How are you? I thought I would pop on here today to tell you a little bit about the Sewisfaction pop-up tour that happened on Saturday. So before I go on, I'll just mention that I am in a slightly different position. I'm lower down than I usually am. I'm sat at the table. I'm usually sat on my stools, which are much higher up, but I noticed, and somebody has mentioned as well, that there's a clicking in the background of my videos, and it's these stools. As I'm wriggling around, they make this weird clicking noise. So I'm sat on a chair instead, and it's a bit lower down. So that's that. Anyway, I wanted to come on here and tell you a little bit about the pop-up tour. So if you haven't seen, the gorgeous fabric shop Sewisfaction, run by the lovely Sheona, came here on Saturday, just gone the 18th of May, to my very own little studio in Hampshire to run their first pop-up shop, which was amazing. I had such a good time. So if you haven't ever seen Sewisfaction, I urge you to go and check out her online shop or go and visit her store in Wokingham because it is beautiful. It has the most gorgeous fabrics. It's definitely one of my favourite fabric shops to go to online, and I have had the pleasure of visiting once as well and loved it. Such a little gorgeous haven, and the craft village where she runs Sewisfaction is lovely as well, so there's lots of other things to check out there as well. Anyway, a few months ago, Sheona got in touch with me. I've chatted to Sheona quite a lot before. We have a lovely little sort of business support system set up, which is really nice. And she got in touch saying she was looking to run some pop-up shops to take Sewisfaction on tour, and could she come and use my space, which, yeah, I jumped all over that, absolutely. So she turned up on Friday late afternoon to set up, and I was already ogling all the fabrics that she brought with her, and then we opened the doors Saturday morning at 10:30. I did mean to do some filming on the day, but of course time just got away from me. It was really busy, so it didn't happen, but I have got some pictures, so I'm going to insert some pictures so that you can see all the gorgeous, gorgeous fabrics that she had. She also had some dressmaking kits, lots of patterns, some haberdashery bits, some gorgeous sewing gifts, pictures, this lovely thimble craft organizer as well, which was gorgeous. Some remnants as well. There was so much fabric. There was jerseys, there was viscose, there was some linen rayons, there just so much, some cottons, just absolutely beautiful. And it was a success. I was really pleased. Both Sheona and me said we were up early in the morning. As you do with any event that you hold, you start doubting. You're like, no one's going to turn up, it's going to be a failure, but it wasn't. People were here the minute we opened the doors, and it was just brilliant. It was so lovely to see my studio filled with people, with chatting, with fabric, and just, yeah, it was incredible. I also got some really gorgeous biscuits from the bakery that we have here in Base Point, where I am. The Little Bee Bakery put together these gorgeous sewing themed biscuits for me. They were just beautiful. I think a few people might have thought they were on sale, so I had to urge people, please take one, take one. And then we had drinks as well. Yeah, it was just so lovely, really nice. One thing that I do want to say, something that sort of was brought to my attention. Lots of people who are really new to sewing a few people who were really new to sewing turned up, and they said, oh, I was really nervous to come. I don't have anything that I've made that I can wear, but I'm really new to sewing, but I was nervous. It was worried I'd be a bit intimidated and things like that, which I totally understand, by the way. But I just want to say, please don't feel nervous or intimidated to come to these things. As someone who sews, I'm intimidated sometimes by people who sew all of the things, but I know me definitely, and I'm sure Sheona as well, that's why we set up our businesses, because we want to inspire people to start sewing. And we're excited for you, and we are here to help you on your journey and to give tips and tricks and things like that. So please don't feel nervous. We are not going to judge you. We are going to be excited for you, and we're going to be excited to help you and to inspire you. That's why we do what we do. That's why I set up a subscription box, because quite often when I was new to sewing and I was going into fabric shops, it was really overwhelming, especially some of the bigger fabric shops. It was so overwhelming. I didn't know what fabric I needed. I was nervous to ask for help, things like that. So I totally get where you're coming from. But that's why I set up SewHayleyJane, which is the sewing subscription box. So every month you get a box of dressmaking fabric and other bits and pieces, so you can explore new fabrics, you can try things out without having to feel nervous, and there's tips and support on Instagram as well. So that's why we do what we do, because we want to inspire. It's great to see people who are advanced sewists and looking for new things as well to sort of further their journey. But yeah, if you're new to sewing and you want to come to something like this, please do. Don't feel nervous. We are here to support and to guide and to inspire. So there you go. That's my little spiel about what we do and why we do what we do. I was really lucky. Sheona very kindly said that I could take some fabrics as a thank you for letting me come here. So I wanted to show you what I got, because they're gorgeous. Obviously I wanted a piece of everything because it was all gorgeous, but I was very reserved and I had a couple of things in mind. So if you've seen a previous video where I talk about my Me Made May sewing plans, I'll link to it below. One thing I want to make is some really simple summer cami tops in like just plain white, plain black, things that will go with everything. And so I knew that I was on the lookout for that when Sheona arrived, and she didn't disappoint. She had a few, it's just white, it's just white, so it's not really going to show up, but she had a few different colours, and it is this absolutely beautiful linen rayon or viscose blend. So it's got like the feel and the texture of linen, but the sort of drape of viscose, so it's much lighter weight. It's much softer than linen as well, but it's got the look you probably won't be able to see, but it has got that linen look to it. So I got 1.5 meters of that, and I'm hoping to make an Ogden cami from that. So lots of people have suggested checking out lifting pins and needles. I think on her YouTube she has a tutorial for widening the straps on the Ogden cami, so I'm going to check that out definitely. So that was fabric number 1. And then I saw this and had to have it. It is a cotton jersey in this really lovely wide stripe. Absolutely beautiful. And I wanted, very basic, I wanted a Jules style top. If you, I don't know if Jules is just in the UK, I'm not sure. But they do really good classic Breton style tops. But they never really fit me. They're very, the cotton that the jersey that they use is quite structured actually, and yeah, they don't quite go up to my size around the hips. So I'm going to make my own. Obviously, I could use the cocoa pattern, but I have used the cocoa a couple of times before, so I might branch out. I know there is the maritime top, which I think is from Liesl & Co. So if you, I haven't had a good look to see, but just simple jersey tops. It could end up being the cocoa because I already have the pattern, but it would be good to try something new. So I am on the lookout for that classic Breton top. And actually I was putting these out this morning to do this, and I put them together, and actually I might get some more of this from Sheona to make a pair of summer trousers and do that. Oh yes, I've just stepped off my sailing boat look because that's a good look. I really like that look. And these would be so comfy in the summer as trousers as well. That's what I might do. So yeah, anyway, that's everything. I think there's nothing else to show you. I'm sorry that I didn't manage to film anything on the day, but yeah, it was an excellent day. I had an amazing time and I loved it. And I had a bit of a calm down on Sunday, a bit like the day after, just after Christmas, when you've got the build up and it happens and then you've got the come down afterwards. So I was actually a little bit deflated on Sunday that it was all over. And I had to come back to the studio because I'd forgotten to collect up the balloons that we'd put outside. And the ones that were outside had all deflated as well. And it was very much yeah, that's how I feel. So, yeah. But yes, great day. I would absolutely love to do it again. If you came, I'm interested to know your thoughts, how you found it, because I would love to do more of that kind of thing with other businesses as well. I think that would be amazing. So anyway, that's it for today, and I will see you all next week, hopefully. I don't know what video I'll do next week. I haven't got a plan yet. I haven't really, I've made one thing for my plans video, halfway through another thing. So there's only really 2 things to show you. And that would be a really short video. So let me know, what kind of videos would you like to see? Anyway, that's everything. Hope you all have a wonderful week and I'll see you all really soon. Bye!